You thought you heard some music? Well, here it is. A tune for you guys. John Martino and
I don't
Tim
like things with
Coltrane
pulse.
coming by with Cool Cat Caravan to spread some
Whoa,
joy.
hang on.
To spread some joy. Oh, John
So you see a
Martino
broom
and
hit
Tim
Gloomsprip in the head and
Coltrane
he will
coming
now
by
throw
to
the
take
bomb.
day.
It was at this moment that he
Maybe
knew.
for the first time,
He fucked
but
up.
That's what you're
hopefully not
alive.
for the last time. Oh, Johnny
Minecraft just
and
used the
Cool
wild magic.
Coltrane. Oh, Johnny
For who?
Who for who, dude? Falgrim.
Oh no!
I didn't touch my penis. Come on. That's the longest 6 seconds I ever heard.
D chat. Hello, everyone. Say hello, cosplay.
Hello.
Hello, MrCasual. Mr. Casual.
You're muted.
Hello.
A bit too casual. You dose off there for a second.
Yes.
Yes. How? So, welcome to our second episode of just D&D Chatting. We are gonna have these. Hey, VQ and Sealark, welcome in, welcome in. We are gonna have a couple of these going forward as we have the Curse of Strahd streams a bit on hold since I got exams coming up and Molly got exams coming up and a lot of stuff usually happens around these times. But that's that is why it's so nice that we've started with these things so we can keep getting that D&D itched just a little bit. And I can also have other guests, other D&D enthusiasts. So for the first time today, VScosplay has joined in. That's gonna...
Yeah.
It's me.
The crowd goes wild.
I actually have the crowd laughing on here.
Ladies, stop! I can't handle it.
So as you can see, he's
that's
a
me.
drama queen by heart. And
Yes, you kid.
before we start today's topic, tell us a little about your background with role-playing cosplay. Where did it all take us back to where it all began? Put on some echo and voice effect. Can you do that?
No, I was lucky enough to be taken in by a friend of mine who had been playing Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing games for ages upon ages. She started way back when, the early 2000s, and I heard about role-playing games for many years. I wanted to really much to join. So I started about around 2012, 2013 somewhere.
That is fucking 10
With
years
the-
ago, dude.
Yeah, with Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, yeah, because you've been
I
playing a lot of
fell in
Pathfinder.
love. I played the bard called the Ruggla Stormshield.
Ooh, what did you call him?
A real drama queen, very much as me. And like most D&D groups, they come to an end at some point. And then I realized, hey, I want to play. So the only way I could play was becoming a dungeon master myself.
Yes, you have to take matters in your own hands.
Yes, like I usually
And
do.
become the dungeon master.
And then I started playing because I think the best way of working with kids is bringing your passions forward. So I started playing role-playing games with after school programs called SFO here in Norway. We played role-playing games and they loved it to bits. And I was lucky enough that after they quit SFO, the after-school programs, the parents came together and paid me for being their game master. Still to this day.
to
which
do
is-
something. They don't want to play football. They don't want to play handball. What are we gonna do? They all talk
All
about
they
the wizards.
Talk about is those turned evil sisters, and they want to save the world with the dragon, and none of us parents understand that stuff. We need professional
And we
help.
can't tell that they'll never be heroes in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we started with a big group of 14 kids. It was crazy.
And how old were they?
Insane. I have no idea how I made it back then.
Like
but now
10-year-olds?
we're down to 5.
14, 10-year-olds?
Sexual identity. Yes, that's true.
Jesus Christ. And you were only DM for 14, 10-year-olds?
As well as I've been playing Rogue Trader, which is a 40k universe role-playing game. I've been playing a lot of Pathfinder. That's like my main first edition Pathfinder. That's my role-playing game.
How many editions is it of Pathfinder?
2.
2 editions.
But the second one flopped like hardcore. No one plays that.
Huh.
Or very few, that is.
Well, never tried Pathfinder. Do you like between D&D and Pathfinder? What do you prefer, and why?
I think the books are better in Pathfinder because they're theme based. They were like, this is the book for all the classes. This is a book for all the spells. This is a book for Beastnary 1 to 6. We even
He's looking at his books, chat. There's rows of them.
book about making a campaign, and the first like 60 slides or 60 whatever it's called in English is about character creation. And we have like 80 pages of downtime. So things are very put into system. I really like that. I feel Dungeons and Dragons are very like campaign based. It's like, okay, this is this book from this world.
Yeah,
so it's
like
hard
you have
for
the
me
source
to...
book and you have like the adventure books, which I prefer much more prefer the source books than the adventure books in general, as they just allow you the tools to create your own world, which
I think that's
fan
like
of.
the essence of every role-playing game ever. You just use it as inspiration and guidelines instead of hard rules. There's supposed to be tools helping us having fun anyways.
So as of today, how many groups are you in? How often do you get to play Dungeons and Dragons? Or role-playing games?
5 groups at one point, but today I only have 2. One that I hold and one that I play.
Same. That is why I also had like 4 or 5 groups at a point, and you just you want to play role-playing games all the time, but you just can't. And as you said, maintaining a group, getting 5 people to meet together, especially in adult life, to find time for it, gets harder and harder. But then again, it's always like the most fun times with friends. So for me, it's at least something I choose to prioritize over a lot of other things, and that's why I have spent way too much adult money on all this stuff ever since I got started earning adult money. And I've seen how many books you have as well. So, but let's not delve too much in. Every single one in book form.
In book form.
But is
because
there
then
like...
I can look at the illustrations.
But is there like a page like DnDBeyond for Pathfinder?
Pretty much.
There
are
is?
multiple.
Are they as good?
Yeah. They're okay. it's like Google. You can Google everything. And then it's like Wikipedia. You just go in there and create characters and... Yeah. I'm more of a pen and paper guy anyways. So I like set things into forms and writing down numbers. And,
yeah, because that is also like a big difference in players and DMs. Like, how do they organize things? A lot of people are like, pen and paper is all that matters, and everything have to be physical, as of the books and stuff. I think I used to be like that, but then as I became a DM, I just realized how much easier it was using the web tools, especially like since COVID came and stuff, and most of our games went online. Then having to sit with the books, you can just put in the search bar for whatever you're looking for, and as DnDBeyond, as I'm a big fan of, it just keeps getting better with the tools and stuff, especially like the homebrew system and stuff. So, MrCasual, when you were talking about it a little bit the last time, but there might be people here who haven't watched that episode. Tell us a little bit about your background in role-playing.
I forced myself into a group of people that I didn't know because my friend was there, and I got stuck.
And they actually enjoyed it. I like the source book to take them apart and use the book stuff that is exclusive to that book and put it into your campaign. Yeah, that is how you should use them.
That is nice.
And how many years have you played casual?
God, 14 years, I think. 14
years. Jesus, and we never played in community college. That is just
We did not.
such a shame. We were at the same school for like a whole year, and we never played Dungeons and Dragons.
I was busy getting laid.
That's true. He got engaged 2 months after we started school. It can get intense in community college, guys. Well, anyway, today's theme will be how to create characters. Both like how do I create a character as a player, but also how do I create characters as a DM, or like how do I create characters in general. Not just like the core, the mechanic piece of it, like how do I create. We're gonna look at how do you create a character as a character sheet, like the stats and skills and all that shit, because that can be a little bit of a jungle getting into. I feel like it in the beginning at least. But also like how do I make a character with feelings, with bonds, with goals, and all that stuff, which also can be challenging for a lot of people. And as you see here, chat, I have people here with a lot of experience in such matters, and you cosplay, you gonna have some conference or presentation about the very same topic at some places. Some places.
You've been to places.
You've been to places.
Yeah, I've been lucky to have a presentation of how to create characters, and I'm lucky enough to be having a 4-year education as well, where we are very closely watching kids growing up from the age from 0 to 18, and actually that education helps very much, and your own reflection on how to create a character.
It does.
For sure.
It actually does, because you get more in the mindset of like where did my character start, what did it have from the start to and growing up and developing the character. So, and that is why today's question from the community is, how do you design a PC or NPC? And I kind of want to hear a little bit about when you make a character, your own character as a player cosplay. What is your method?
Kind of depends. I think it's always nice to have a deep inspiration for a character. I think it's easier if you see your favorite type of media, fictional character from a book or movie, and you try to reflect upon why you like that character so much. Usually, I get a lot of inspiration from Disney, as an example.
Who would have known? What?
Me, a Disney kid from the 90s? And as you see a Disney movie, you don't get like, here's the 10 things that happened when I was younger. But usually there's 1 or 2 things that you can remember from your past. And I really remember that as myself. If I could go back and think about my childhood, I can grasp maybe like 2 or 3 like core memories, which defined me as a person. And when it comes to a character as well, you don't have to have more than that. And it's very important as well to think if you're coming from a low, middle, or high class. That is
Yeah.
very much depending on how you see the world, and money, and how grateful you are.
Mm.
Because that's been into very much. Yeah, and how your relationship with others. Because I know it's very easy to get like sucked into those mysterious cool guys you see in
Like the Strider from Lord of the Rings, the cool dark guy that sits in the corner of the
there
tavern.
comes the smoke, and you through the darkness you see that one character who says like 3 lines and disappears.
Yeah, the lone wolf.
And that's cool and all. I think that you're supposed to work as a group. I think you have to have some kind of drive.
Just the light is- My light was a bit very flashy. I look so pale.
But it was like, "Wait, no, VS, stop!
Stop it! Stop it!
Stop
No.
saying it! The trauma is too real!"
I have to.
And you can be an edgy character, but you have to find a very like deep drive on why to stay with the group.
Yeah.
And then again, you can think about what your own drives are in life. I've been playing around with a lot of types of characters when I started playing, and I realized the further I go away from any part of myself, the harder it is to fall in love with your own character. If you
Right.
go away from like your own beliefs and like, oh, I'm gonna be this masterful evil villain who murder babies,
It will bleed
and you
through.
work with kids, you're like,
Yeah.
I hate my character, and you can actually not enjoy playing a character you don't enjoy.
It's especially hard when you, as a player, to play such a character, because you get attached to your characters, especially after a while, when you play them for a while, and if you're playing a character that's just completely different than yourself, it will bleed through. Yourself will bleed through anyway, and it will kind of crash. You'll have to be like a very talented role player and actor not to let your own opinions and values and how you look on life bleed through such characters. So.
This is why
Yeah, it
all
also
my
helps if the-
characters are chaotic in a way.
Right. Shifting.
But that can be
Vessel.
Yeah. Well, Wessel, Wessel probably the most unchaotic character you played. MrCasual, how do you usually go around making your characters?
Well, pretty much the same. I mean, my first character that I ever made for 3rd edition was basically Legolas, but with the attitude of Gimli.
Legolas with the attitude of Gimli. Nice.
So I made an elf. I made him a ranger. I gave him a beard, and he's comedy relief. And that's how that went.
It's a
And later, I started making a lot of characters and found out I'd rather make characters that fulfill a role that I want to do. Do I want to be the tank? Do I want to be the scary guy? Do I want to be the smart person? Do I want to be a specific kind of smart person? So that's how I do my characters now. I decide what I want to do, and then I make a character based on that.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like with the vessel, I decided I want to be a tank because my previous character died. So
And
I
everyone
decided
thought, shit, we should have had a tank.
I had a tank. So I decided I will never die again. So I now have 26 AC.
If you, you can have 26 AC,
Yes.
possibly.
If I stand behind full cover, I think I get like 30 AC or something.
And that is why I only will have spellcasters as enemies going forward. And then AC don't matter.
Might have things for that too, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, I have pretty much also the same going into, but I think a lot about what type of character, what kind of what side of myself would I like to explore more? What kind of like what sides of myself that not necessarily is the
Which trauma do I want to
yeah,
explore?
which trauma do I want to delve into now? Well, I am a big fan of flawed characters. In my opinion, you should have like almost have more flaws than than skills or like a thing you excel at. Because
Yeah, obviously, because if not, there is no personal journey.
no. Indeed, and I like it. It's just for RP having like small flaws, like just a phobia for something super weird, phobia for frogs, or phobia for books or something silly like that. It just creates awesome RP moments, and especially like my favorite thing with D&D is like the RP between the characters. That is what's most important. It's not a story. Not a storyline, not a campaign stuff. It's what happens between the characters in the world where a story happens. So that is what I enjoy when making my characters.
The most common phobia I give to my character is that all of them hates water.
Oh shit, yeah, that is a good one. Because at some point in every D&D campaign there will be water.
Yes. Either that or flying. Those are very good ones.
Yeah. Though I would say like flying isn't more. Well, those are two good phobias somehow or the other, and like just figuring out like one phobia or something, then you can think, why do my character have that phobia, and then you can have like these little stories you can tell. Oh, back in the day, and then your backstory starts forming. I usually like to have an idea of where my character started, like where did it come from, and then having a conversation with the DM as well. Like what world does my character live in? Because a lot of the time when I first started playing D&D, I was a player and my imagination went wild and I started making a character that didn't necessarily fit into the campaign we were playing, and in that way there was a lot of things with my character I never really got to play out. It's like, where does this race live? Do they live up north in the cold area or like a desert, or what kind of climate would affect my character as well? So always have a good dialogue with the dungeon master.
And further north, the less clothes.
Yeah, and have those early conversations with the dungeon masters and what kind of campaign this is gonna be, because then you also could have some effect, like, oh, he didn't think of having a region like that, and maybe he will have time to put it in there because he sees that it will be something important for your character. So always do that, and as you cosplay said, I love references. It really helped me in thinking like, what is my character? Who is my character? Mannerisms and stuff. Drawing on characters I'm a fan of. I have a lot of my characters. It's basically a reskin in one way or the other. I played a character that basically Reinhardt from Overwatch. I played the characters that basically Kratos from God of War. So it's been very simple to get into. But after a while, I've taken more complex things. But now I'm playing a character that's basically Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I've done it. But I love those characters and have so much fun playing them out in Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure. One thing I used to do is I used to Google D&D character art, take a picture I liked, and just made a character out of what I saw.
Yeah. I love doing that. I love Pinterest is a good friend for me. I have so many my Pinterest is generally just for Dungeons and Dragons stuff. both of as a DM and as a player to find inspiration for characters. As a DM especially, like, I need a barkeeper, I need a dwarf barkeeper or whatever, and then go to Pinterest and then just Google or type in dwarf barkeeper, and then a lot of images come up, and then my mind starts going wild with IDs and stuff just by looking at the picture.
Yeah.
And then I cry a
And
little
Pathfinder-
because I want to be that good at drawing myself.
In Pathfinder, you have a book with it called the NPC Codex, where you can just go through bars and places, and you can go and you have like the whole stat block and everything. And with illustration, it's very, very nice. But yeah, you said something about earlier, casual, about the thing that like the goal of the group. I think that's very important as well. I think it's easier if the goal of the group are somewhat aligned, even if it's for money. Are they all evil? Want to do some evil deeds, or are they all good and want to do help the kids in the shelter from burning down? I can be totally be fun to doing both. But I think if you're gonna play together, most certainly have a session where you talk about how, as a group, you're gonna overcome this thing, and how it led you to each other, and why you want to collaborate with these people, as well when you're making a character backstory.
Yeah, that is.
Also, one of the things about the whole role filling is that I hate being in a party where two of us do the exact same thing and one of us do it better than the other.
Yes,
making them feel
taking the
obsolete.
spotlight. That is also
Making
important.
them feel like they don't need to be there, basically.
Sorry.
Sorry. Flowers.
Someone had just built different.
But yeah, that is very important, and that is something I've learned. It took some years to learn, really get it, look at it that way, and that is like, then you have to look at it in a mechanical way as well. Like what skill sets, because in Dungeons and Dragons, at least you choose you have a lot of skills, and you choose a couple of them that you are proficient with, and if everyone is proficient in the same thing, there will be a situation like that character, he has the best perception, so he would always be the best at that. So take a look at such things, and that is also an important part when I create my character. When I've thought all these things out, what it is natural for my character to be proficient in, and not what do I want to be proficient in, like in a mechanical way. Always have the thought, what would my character do? Have that mindset, because what your character do often can often differ from what you as a player know is a good idea. Because that could be a hard part. Like, you as a player sit with a lot more information about what's going on than what your character does if it lived in that world.
It's called a role-playing game for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't role-play, and role-play, it's just a tabletop. And you can find tabletop everywhere.
Yeah.
How I roleplay my bard is basically, how can I fuck this up without killing anyone? Yeah, for my own party.
Yeah, but that is also like, I think we have some examples of that in our group of Curses Trod. Where do you one exact reference where we leave through a bomb inside a room full of other bombs, and
It's a held action.
held action is a held action, yeah. Stupid things happen, but yeah, it was fun. It was sad. It made his character traumatized afterwards. So it made the story develop in definitely unforeseen way, but it made some great roleplay in the upcoming session after that when he dealt with that trauma.
And I think you're very compassionate as well. I think you gave them a lot of warnings. You were
Oh,
like,
he did.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you absolutely?
using
I'll
this?
give you
Do
3
you know the
seconds to
consequences
rethink
of
this.
what this will do?
Yeah. But yes, I said so.
Held action is held action.
Yeah. I even said that. Do you want to do it as an intimidation, or do you want to do it as a ready action? No, I did it as a ready action. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, and as we discussed on the last time, and as you said, Casual, like failures as a big part of character development, and
Failure is the best storyteller.
the best storyteller. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Walks.
the reason why we love flaws that much is because we're very flawed ourselves. But that the most beautiful thing is to see a flawed person overcome their flaws, or
And challenges.
are able to do things even though they have a flaw. Like, why do Superman, which is basically invincible, have kryptonite? It's because it has to be some kind of like, it has to be interesting.
Yeah, but Superman isn't interesting.
Smallville is.
He's so fucking strong that they had to make like there you have the super weakness, one thing.
Or the planets.
Yeah.
What planet he came from is my weakness. Well,
He has a pink kryptonite that turns him gay.
What?
Fanfiction.
No, it's real.
It's canon. Oh, dear lord.
Marvel, peeps, Marvel.
Yeah, Superman is the least interesting DC character, but that's another topic.
Yeah, we like flaws. I think flaws are. I think if you make a character, it's always nice to have twice as many flaws as you have traits.
Yeah.
And that's the rules of Pathfinder as well. For every trait you have 2 drawbacks.
And that is not a thing in D&D really. They say like have a couple of traits and then choose at least one flaw. I should say I think it should say the same. For every trait have a drawback as well. And it really helps. You have like in D&D when you make a character, depending on what background you choose, depending on what class and race and stuff like that, you get certain basic kind of, you get a list of personality traits, bonds, flaws, what's the last thing? Goals or whatever. You get a list of suggestions depending on the background you chose, that can help you. But you don't have to choose them. You can make your own, but they're very helpful when you're making the character, at least as a new player, or just when you started making the character, just pick those, and then as the story develops, you can change it, and you don't have to stick with it. But as a dungeon master as well, to have like an overview and see where that character develops, it's very nice for me to like can go into the sheets and like, oh, okay, what kind of character are they, and what are they really playing? How is the character developing? So it's definitely a good idea to use them, and we'll take a look at that as we try to make a character. So
I also like, as a dungeon master, to reward people for using a good time or using a long time making characters, because the last campaign I made, I said that for everybody who had the backstory, they could have a heirloom, one powerful item that they could bring.
I love that.
But then you have to have a very good reason why you
that
would have
item is yours. Yeah.
one ring from your grandmother who said this thing before she died. Or
having an item like that is very good, and that is what I am a big fan of as well. That one item, and instead of, because a lot of things that I find boring is you could play a game where players get items all the time, magical items here and there, but they don't really get any attachments to it or anything like that. So I rather like giving my players like, this is your item. This item means something to you. There's a story behind it, and it could be a magical item, but it could. I was like, this is a thing that develops as the character develops and levels up and stuff, and it becomes more powerful. I like that.
I did the same thing with my brother. He had the dagger from his tribe because he was warped through time to from like ancient cat tribe.
Ooh.
Because he was sacrificed on an altar.
Oh shit!
And the only thing he woke up with when
Was
he
the dagger?
shifted through the void was like the dagger that
he was sacrificed
he got,
with.
Yes!
Holy crap, that's cool.
Oh, and it turns like bigger and stronger for each level. Oh.
Yeah, and that is like in the Curse of Strahd campaign, Leaf's coin. This Leaf's mysterious coin that was the only thing left after his entire caravan. His attacks in he went into the mist in the woods, and when he got back, his entire caravan was gone, and the only thing left was this one coin with the dark and the light side. Vessel, you or Vessel, I say your character name. There you go. You get so used to. You just are Vessel now. Casual, you have your shield from your order that gets stronger.
Pelgrim had a sword that was
the
made
rapier.
That was made out of a spike of a demon he killed.
Yeah. And not just any demon. It wasn't that like one of the demons that like killed your family or yeah.
No, I think it was just a mission.
Yeah.
But it was one of the more difficult missions he'd been on, and it was a a spike, well, some kind of spiky demon.
And the rapier always looked like it bled. It was dark red. And yeah, you have Miles. He has this mysterious ring, which have like anchor points, and when you use it, it just suddenly teleports to a random place, but it's not that random. Yeah, so I love having stuff like that, and that develops as the story goes, develops with the character, but also that DM, I have like plans with the items as well, and use them as story tools, plot hooks, to make the characters care about the story. So all of these items that the players have is connected to the story somehow as well, and their background. So they're like a anchor between like the story and their own background.
And it helps with the character design as well. If you have like the signature item, and it's usually when you for good character design, you usually can recognize the silhouette of the character you made, and it's usually like the crown of Peach or them are some head of
and Link's sword and shield, and this is hat. Yeah,
something that sticks out.
Definitely. Well, should we? This could take some time as well. Just try to make a character, and let's try to make one together.
The power of friendship.
Power of friendship. What character will we make together?
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Because we have to let this character shoot roots, we make him as plain as possible to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like as boring as we can, because usually when you have like a very interesting race or a very unique class, it's very easy to.
Yeah, and also that this could be like a help for new players. That is like the whole idea. We should keep it like basic. Maybe keep it to one of the basic races that you get for free by using DnDBeyond.
But I want to have at least 3 classes.
The multi classes.
Yes.
Let's start. Just to make it easy.
I want monk, and I want the wizard blade singer, and a sorcerer.
We can't get everything we want in this world, casual. Like the kid in the
now.
kid in the candy store. So, but there's a thing now with a new source book which I really like that they did, is that you now have optional features, optional class features, customize your origin. But I don't think we'll go into that today. Today we'll stick with the basic, how it was in the beginning. But they have made it now, so there's a lot more customers. You can customize your character a lot more now than you could before even. But today, let's keep it a bit simple. We have something here called where you have like the advancement type. This is really up to your DM to decide. So you ask your DM, what type of leveling are we gonna have? You have this one thing called milestone. That means at certain points of the campaign, depending on the story, where you are, you will level up when the DM says you level up. Or you could have XP. And that is like basically how most of games and role-playing games are. You do stuff and you earn XP from completing missions, from killing monsters. And when you reach a certain point of experience points, you level up. I'm not a fan of XP, especially in role-playing games.
No, the correct answer is milestone always.
What is your feelings there?
Because I play a game of Witchlight Festival Wild. I don't remember what the campaign is called. There's very much. There's very little combat, and by having milestone, is easier to reward the players, because as every other game, you really want that that feeling of reward.
Yeah.
Either if you're like, yay, we survived that dragon that was super hard to slay.
Yeah.
And we did it together, or like, wow, I got this amazing treasure. And by having milestone, you can enforce that so much harder, because you can build up to some momentum.
Yep.
And by overcoming this,
yes,
this is your reward.
Yeah, you made a major milestone in the story now. You leveling up is for weaklings anyway. Crow, welcome in. Yeah.
And I think it's very, very important, if you have a milestone, that you use it wisely.
Yeah.
Don't like, oh, you went over the hill to you got a new area.
Yeah.
Here is, you have to, I think you have to put it up to some achievement anyway.
Yep.
Not necessarily combat, but maybe like, oh, we overcome this hag by talking ourselves out of it.
Yeah. And you just by killing the hag, you might have not leveled up, but if you overcome the challenge in a surprising way or an unlikely way, you as a DM should really think about these things, and because you might not have planned that they would have a milestone, because you can plan out when you have the milestone leveling. Okay, at this point of the story they will level. But if they do something spectacular in the game, they should be rewarded for it. Yeah, so in my opinion, like the XP, we did a lot of XP in the beginning of when I started playing Dungeons & Dragons. Most of my DMs, they used XP. But I always felt as a player like we just got XP for combat. There was a lot of stuff when I felt, oh, I did something really cool now as a character, or something really cool happened as for another player, but I got nothing for it. So you get with XP, you always come on, witness me, senpai, give me some attention. So yeah, XP, keep that in role-playing actual games, but as a role-playing story-based moving live world, milestone is my preferred.
That's very nice with Dungeons and Dragons as well, that you have the inspiration dice. I think the inspiration dice is the coolest thing.
Yes.
You can reward people hey, that was great role playing, or that made very much sense. I know how hard it was for that to give up that amazing weapon for saving that person.
Mm-hmm. Overcoming your fears and overcoming doing some awesome stuff. But then again, I think the inspiration in itself, you can only have one inspiration point at a time. So I like to do a little extra. I do a lot of homebrewing around that as well, though. So if they already have an inspiration point, I like, oh, you did something cool with this by like persuasion, like you persuaded yourself out of this situation. For the next time in a if you're ever in a similar situation, I'll give you an extra +2 to that roll. Like something like that, like just a little bit of buff, because we've seen that, like, oh, I already have inspiration points. Like, it's so disappointing when you already have one, you haven't spent it, and that's all you get. So
Well, players should really start using them, because
yes,
Yeah.
use the inspiration points.
Or giving it to someone else for doing a great job. You can do
Yeah.
that. You can say, you can have my inspiration dice, because that was like...
That was awesome. But the players can award each other in the same way as the DM. But it has to be in the same way. They can't just say, hey, oh, in comment, oh, you can have mine. In a situation like, no, I'm all out of inspiration point. It has to be like a cool situation
Yeah.
that deserves
yes,
inspiration.
bro, I always also forget that I have inspiration.
You do that, yeah, you
And-
forget about it. Forget about it!
And as a main bard player, it's so fucking infuriating when I inspire people and I forget they have it.
Right. Yeah, as a bardic inspiration stuff. Yeah, that is also true. Then it's useful to have tags of some sort that you can tag the miniatures with or the players with, so you remember. But anyway, that was a whole topic as well. But that is an important thing to discuss with your DM and talk about your opinions around how does your character want to develop. What are you looking for? And people are different. Some guys love getting the XP for killing stuff or doing stuff, but in my experience, you mostly get experience for killing stuff and encounters, and not all of the other stuff. Hit point type. This is how you level up your hit points. For each level you get more hit points, and that is determined by your hit dice. I like to keep that manual, because in my opinion, if you can roll for it, if you get to roll your dice, roll the dice. That's the whole thing. Rolling dice is fun. But if you're like, we don't want to do too much math, roll over the dice, you can also have the fix. It's a nice little thing when you're using
the
D&D
fixed
Beyond.
ones, because it can go so wrong.
It can go so wrong, but I have a homebrewed rule there as well. If you roll the lowest number, you get to reroll one time. Because it's so
I
boring
played the
getting the
roll.
lowest.
I rolled... I was level 11. I rolled 1 9 times.
Oh my god, yeah.
Horrible.
But yeah, it's horrible. You level up and you're supposed to get more powerful, and you get like 3 hit points or something like that. Especially if you're a squishy wizard or something like that. Nitrax, welcome in. I always forgot to have inspiration. So yeah, I like to keep it manual and roll for it, and then discuss with your DM once again. Is it okay to have like some homebrew, some stuff around that if you feel bad for getting a little HP? The theme, the red thread with this is dialogue with your DM. Always. This is new. Show level scaled spells. That is a new thing, but yes, you should have that on.
Yeah.
Encumbrance type. This is also like a taste thing, I feel. In a lot of my games, I've never really, as a DM, cared too much about encumbrance. Because
I can do it if I want to force people to take off all them weapons they have. No, you can't have 3 great axes.
Yeah. But most of the time, I like... and that is DnDBeyond, you have like an overview of your characters, character sheets at all time. You don't do that necessarily in physical games. It can be hard to have like that overview. But for me, it's like more of a common sense thing than following the system of numbers. It's just another numbers thing you have to keep track of. And most
the
of the
weight of gold as well.
yeah, the
It's
weight
like,
of
no,
gold.
You got a copper coin.
The
now
weight
you're
of each
over-encumbered.
arrow. Like, it's just like Yeah, but then again, that isn't important. If your setting is like a survival setting, it's important how you ration, that what gear you have, and then it makes sense. But in like a high fantasy homebrew cozy world, it's just annoying, in my opinion. So I also used to ignore. I used to ignore coin weight.
At what point do we like forget about the rations altogether? Because there will be a point throughout the campaign where you just suddenly stop using rations.
Yeah. Yeah, but I often use ration mainly for like the traveling parts of the story. I don't think too much about it. Like, oh, you've been in this castle now, fighting through a dungeon, and now it's been it's whole day. Oh, you should have eaten, because that's a cool part of the story, watching players eat.
But it can be.
It can be, but not in like a middle of a exciting.
I had a
Ranger useful.
campaign once that I started. Everybody was like, they woke up in a room and were kidnapped. They were chained up, and they were sliced on the wrist, making like a pentagram on the floor.
Dear Lord.
It was dark.
That's
they were
dark for
able
you,
to
man.
escape. Yeah. But it's not me playing. I control.
So when you control things, it can be super dark.
Yeah, and sexual and everything. But so when they finally got out of there and they killed an animal, put it on the campfire and made a meal together and ate for the first time in a very long time, they were able to use that momentum to tell each other about themselves.
Yeah, that is a great part, way to do it. And I also like as a reference, like that scene in the Avengers, the end credit scene there, after like they saved entire New York with an alien invasion, and at the end of it they're just all sitting in this burger shop, and just it's complete silence, and they're just eating. I love that scene. So like after a long battle, it's like, you guys haven't eaten in a long time now. You should like rest and calm down a bit and have a nice little meal.
Then you have fucking Ant-Man who steals everyone's sandwiches.
Yeah.
Maybe push the characters to like, oh, and then you suddenly remember something from your past.
Yeah.
You can decide if you want to share that with the group.
Yeah. So at some point, I really want to like play a character that is a cook. That is.
We have a chef in our the other game I'm playing in right now, and it's amazing. The roleplay that's happening, it's perfect.
Yeah. It's
Also, we have been at sea for a long time, and when you roll on the random encounter table that the rats have taken over your food stock, oh my god, the panic in the players.
yeah, because then it depends. Going out at seas, I love that. One of my campaigns as well, they got their own ship, but they also had to hire crew. And the players got so attached to the crew, and for most of the times, like when they went to different towns and like, oh, we need a chef. Is there a chef around? And they were in like an orc town, but yeah, there's a chef here called what was it? Krunk. I just had to think of something on the fly as a DM. Like, he's just named Krunk, but I'll hire him. Like, and one of the players was like, how much gold do you earn where you work right now? 1 gold a month, a week. What would you say of earning 2 gold? And then this random NPC I had to make on the spot, they hire him, and they get so attached to that guy.
Because if you don't, as a DM, you can make it so like if the players don't eat for a day, you can give them exhaustion points, even though they have taken a long rest. Yeah,
that is very true. And to get the effect of a long rest, they have to eat.
Afterwards, you have to tell the players now
if
you're feeling hungry, you're feeling tired. Because a lot of DMs, I think, misuse their power.
Yeah,
they were thinking about this thing. We're like waiting, and they're like,
I'm gonna punish you.
Yeah.
No, I'm a very fair DM, but I do like to traumatize my players. I'm a fair DM. I'm just
Great.
horrible.
Same. Yeah, well, as a Cursed Straw, when you're playing Cursed Straw, I have to traumatize my players from time to time. But yeah, definitely doing that. And in Cursed Straw, which a horror setting, we also talked about that and discussed that before starting the camp. That in this campaign, survival is important, and doing these stuff will be more important than in other campaigns. So to get effects of a long rest, you have to eat, for example. It says that in the rules as written, but a lot of people just don't really care about that. But yeah, let's get on with this. Ability score modifier. This modifiers that doesn't really matter. But here's a little important part in the end down here. Let me see. We should have it all the way here, actually. There we go. There's a thing here that a lot of people forget about. Which could be important. If you're playing in a campaign and you join in as a group, if you don't want other players to be able to see your characters and go into your character sheet, because you might have a thing you want to keep secret, make sure to put it on private, or if it's okay, keep it in public. That I've seen a lot of people forget about that. And
Forget about it.
forget about it. But like, it doesn't matter here though. In the upper here, you can type your character's name, and you can put in a little. You can even upload your own photo, or you can choose between a lot of like templates. But I usually go back to that after I've created my character and got an idea of how would it look and would his name be and stuff like that. So, and then you have race, but I kind of like starting with abilities, rolling abilities.
Yeah, you can go about whatever you're most inspired for first.
What do you
If
guys
it's
feel like?
design, or if it's weapons, or if it's class, or what else?
But let's see. Should we like just have fun today and let the roll decide a little bit as well, as it is a role-playing game by dice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Start with
Very
abilities and see like what scores we get and what kind of character we see form out of just abilities. Crow said, rolling is the only way to go. Yeah. rolling. So let's go to the abilities, which is usually like the third thing you see. By using DnDBeyond, it's a very step-by-step progress. So it's very intuitive as a new player to get into. Which is a little bit different than it would be if you made it on paper. Oh god. Now I have to talk Norwenglish for 5 minutes. Fuck, I forgot I had that channel point redemption on. Let me just put on the timer. Fuck. Thank you, Nitrax.
Can do it.
Put on a
Yes.
timer for 5 minutes. Oh, fuck you. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
And if it's a certain
5 minutes.
amount,
Där.
a certain type of character you really want to, if you already decide I want a bard, and so I need a high charisma score, you're gonna find all this information googling what kind of class you want to be, see what ability scales and stuff.
Yeah.
You can always do a point buy system where
You-
you get
yeah.
like a certain number of points where you can choose what you're good at and bad at.
Yeah,
Or
you
you
have
can
a
go by-
different generation methods here. You have like what they call the standard array. The standard array is you have a set of basic stats that you can just choose between and place whatever you want in whatever skill you want. As you see here, you get to choose between. Oh, it doesn't actually capture the things I open. That's sorry, Norwenglish. Fucking Christ. Norwenglish, you have different abilities. Let's explain the different abilities a little bit. You have strength. Strength determines things you can lift, how hard you hit stuff, punch stuff. Strength is a very useful skill for most stuff, and especially fighters in different manners. Then you have like I love the body language. Just keep doing that cosplay. And then you have dexterity, which kind of determines how agile you are, how nimble you are, how fast you are. Yeah, how hard you hit with a bow is, or yeah, how no, not how hard you hit with a bow necessarily, but how accurate you are.
Nimbleness.
Sleight of hand. So that's basically dexterity, and then you have constitution, and constitution is determine how healthy you are, how much hit points you get from leveling, how well you can stomach things, how easily poisoned you are or not. Basically anything that goes with your health. You usually do some constitution stuff. Watch Cress make VScosplay and MrCasual do all the talking now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And casual, you explain intelligence, please, because I don't sound very intelligent right now.
No, intelligence is always my dump stats, just like in real life.
And what is intelligence?
It's, it's how smart you are. That's about it. Can you read books? Sure, yes. Are you able to learn languages quickly? Yes. Intelligence for you.
Yeah, brain power. And brain power determines if you're like a wizard. Most of your spells are int-based. And skills and stuff. There's different skills that are int based or whatever based. So that is important to think about, and what type of skills you want to be proficient with. Crow says, strength is being able to crush a tomato. Oh, this one. Yeah, I love this one. Strength is being able to crush a tomato. Dexterity is being able to dodge a tomato. Constitution is being able to eat a bad tomato. Intelligence is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put a tomato in a fruit salad. Charisma is being able to sell a tomato-based fruit salad. Yes. That is the essence of it. Wisdom, a wise owl. What is that? Cosplay.
I'm the wise owl.
Well,
You said owl. That's a Q word.
you have an owl. You like your symbol is an owl.
Yes, I do.
Though the brains of owls are actually smaller than their pupils.
But yeah, we were talking about wisdom. Wisdom is the practical knowledge you have, how you're able
Experience.
to take in information and use it. That's why, like nature-based characters, like druids and rangers, use wisdom usually for their magics, to like understand things around them.
Yeah. Where wisdom is your experience of the world, whereas intelligence is the knowledge of the world.
Yup. You're old and wise.
Old and wise, yes.
But you know nothing, you dumb clump of... Your intelligence is low.
In my experience, your intelligence is your dump stat.
How would you play a high intelligence, low wisdom, and the other way around? How would you do that?
That is a question for another time. But note that down as a question for another. Charisma.
Then you have to base everything what other people say all the time if you have high wisdom.
Yes.
Like people like, that stone is used. Oh, then we can use it for that thing.
Yeah, charisma is one of those stats that I get a lot of people like misunderstand a little bit, because charisma is like the stat of bards, of warlocks, and paladin, and a lot of people like, if I have a high charisma, I'm so beautiful, and automatically
Can be.
it can be absolutely determine how pretty you are, but It's more like how well you are with handling people and how well you liked you are or not. But to me,
we
it's
say
like
in
how good are you in social interactions?
Glimt i ögat.
Yeah, sparkle in your eye, a little. The charisma goes a long way to get you out of tough situation using your words. But it's also a charismatic warlock. They're more, their personality and their ambitions are often very tied to their personality as well. It's a very fun stat. I love charisma.
I think the reason why people think charisma necessarily has to do with how pretty people are is that you have maybe experienced like a normal looking person, but that it's something about the way they act and the way they look at you and the way they like grab attention. That's still like the effect.
How you take the
of
room.
charisma. Yeah. How you speak, what pattern of language you're saying.
But often I like
Galaxy could,
playing.
like,
I can like playing a high charisma character as being a bit over the top as well. So just like having a high charisma sometimes doesn't mean you're always well liked by all people. Like even though you have a high charisma, you might not be like well liked by the character that doesn't really like people being overly like touchy or like take too much space. So
My bard is annoying as fuck, and no one likes her.
right, like that is how you can like use charisma as a flaw.
And you manipulate easily or overtalk people easily with charisma as well.
Yeah.
Which makes people feel bad in the long run.
Yes. And having a high intelligence, being like, yes, you're very smart, but you're not as good socially, or you have not a lot of knowledge about stuff, but you don't use it wisely. So yeah. And that is why when I make characters, I love having a dump stat or two. And this is how it works. If you are the ability score goes from 0 to 20. And having the ability score on 10 is basically the basic human being, or the basic skill set of common people. Like the farmer or the man in the street, you have a 10. Anything above that is kind of superhuman. Anything below is kind of below average. Yeah,
trash.
It's not something you excel at. And this is displayed mechanically as for every odd numbered number you have below 10, you get a -1 to rolls in that stat. Like say you're doing a strength stat and you have a 9 in strength, you get a -1. And the next odd number you have, if you go down to 7, you have a -2, and so on. And it's also the same for above 10, but then it's even numbers. So for every +2, you get a +1. So 12, you get a +1. 14, you get a +2 in that ability, and so on. So going up to 20 with a maximum of +5.
And like, basically, in your body, the highest amount you can go up to is 20.
Yeah.
+5.
Yeah.
That's both in Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons, if I believe correctly.
And if you have a stat in 20, you're a god. It's just insane. It's twice. You're basically a god in that one sense. Because that is one thing with Dungeons and Dragons. If you're a level 1 character, you are a superhuman. Seen amongst the most common folk, you are superhuman. You're very powerful from the get-go, really.
You're not the common.
You're not a commoner. You are someone special. And that is something to think about if you're a DM and you kind of want to play, or as a player, if you kind of want to play a commoner, or you want to play not that high stakes, high hero kind of story. Then there's also DMs that starts with level 0 and then develops from there. Starts without a class and all that stuff. But yeah, that's something for another session. Hmm?
How's the English going, by the way?
It's
Is it nice?
it's over.
Over because you talked about English.
Fuck the ring. I'm gonna turn that shit off for these streams. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna have that shit on. Remind me the next
Give
time
back
that I
the
do
point.
not want to have
Back
that
boy.
on for these kinds of streams.
It's like interviews as well. It's like you can't.
There you go. It's gone. It's gone. So, okay, but we're so we have these skills now, and you can have like as cosplay say the point buy. Then you get like a standard like in Skyrim, get a certain amount of points you can fill in different stats. But I'm a fan of rolling the dice, so we're gonna roll the dice. And we have a set of 6. You get to roll 6 stats because there's 6 different stats. And in DnDBeyond, you can just do it digitally. I prefer doing it with real dice. Oh shit! It just spurts out. It's getting a bit full.
Because we can.
Because we can. But as a visual now on stream, we'll do it digitally because we'll also see digital dice roll over the table. So let's go. Okay, the first one. Drum roll. Ooh, a 14. That's pretty good. So as you see here, chat, you roll 4d6, a 6-sided dice. We call them the d6. You roll 4, then you remove the lowest number. Or if you roll manually, you can remove whatever number you want. But usually you remove the lowest number. So that means you got a 6, 5, and a 3. That is 14 in total. Let's roll the next one.
And if you want to be extra
13.
powerful, you toss 3 dices of 6 and makes the smallest one up to a 6.
Oh,
That way, the smallest number you can have is 9.
Homebrew rule, right? Yeah, that's a homebrew. That's a Pathfinder rule. Okay.
Heroic.
Oh, about a
dice.
10. So this is like just a common stat. Another 14. 15. Oh, these are pretty good stats.
Jeez.
Holy shit. Yeah. And a 16. These are pretty good stats. And as you see now, this is below this is below strength, this is below dex, this is below constitution. You don't have to place them there. You can choose whatever skill you want to place them in. But these are our stats now. We got a pretty powerful character.
Oh, it's decent.
He has no dump stats, which I kind of find boring and we usually reroll them. But you could also add a lot of groups. You can like just keep adding groups and stuff, and then you can decide which one you want to go for. And then easily choose what stat you want to place it in by opening these tabs. For some reason, my screen catcher won't open the tabs. But yeah, that's how it works. And then here you can see how they will affect certain numbers and stuff. But okay, guys, take a look at these stats. What are we thinking here? Do you get some vibes on what kind of character this should be? This is someone that is basically good in everything and decent in one thing.
Fighter.
Fighter?
A dex-based fighter, methinks.
What are you thinking, cosplay?
For sure, fighter or rogue is the easiest one to start with.
True.
But then again, so much cool things you can do when you get in higher level. Holy.
Crow says Blade Singer. Isn't Blade Singer a subclass of Wizard?
Wizard, yeah.
Yeah, let's keep... That is a subclass. That is
How
not
about Barbarian? Barbarian is cool.
Barbarian is always... yeah. It's a basic
Then
one.
you got 16 in strength and 15 in constitution.
It does look like the stats of a martial class for sure.
Definitely looks like a stats of a martial class, yeah. Okay, so then class is something we're really feeling first then, before the race. So maybe could be a monk as well, but let's go with either barbarian. What are the basic classes? I kind of forgotten about them. It's the fighter, the barbarian, wizard.
The what?
There's like a basic set of classes that came, like the first classes that came to 5th edition. You could actually almost play a monk with those. You could actually almost play a monk with those stats. Yeah, I think you could play a pretty decent monk with these stats. You could play a very good paladin. Yes, or even a well-rounded paladin. Paladin is a very fun class. It's a very versatile class as well. It's a good fighter, but it also have like a lot of buff spells for other players. So it's a team. It's very much a teamwork class.
I think you should make a blood hunter.
Of course you do. What are your vibes, cosplay?
Already said my vibes.
That was
Because I think spells are fun, always. I'm always a spellcaster. Because I like to make a lot of fluff. I like to
sparkle.
explain. That's how I make the... or I take this grain of salt and then it turns into
and
magical
flames.
girl power. But but monk and paladin, they are also having this small amounts of
paladin.
points and...
For me, paladin was one of the classes that was a good like start of getting to know spells a little bit, because spells can be a little complex of getting into. A talking onion, welcome in there. Hello there. And I love them modes. Bob Robs, Pixel Bob. Welcome in. How are you? First time chatter. And
the onion.
It's a taken onion. A talking, I said. A talking onion. A talking onion. Or are you a talking onion? That would be it. Or are you a taken onion? First time chatter. Also new to D&D. Oh, nice. Then you're the perfect. You are the perfect guest in this
You're the
chat.
chosen one.
You're the chosen one.
Farmer boy.
Because we're going step by step how to make a character in this stream today.
Call me onion. Nice.
Just call me
Welcome
Onion.
in.
The Onion. He will be the Onion Knight. Does anyone take that reference?
Yes.
No, I never watched that show.
Then what you're talking.
Now I have to make the Onion Knight. Okay, yeah. Okay. The Onion Knight. Yeah, let's make an Onion Knight. You will be this. You have the Onion Knight in Dark Souls, and you have the Onion Knight in... Oh! Thank you so much for following! Welcome to the Barrel Life. You have the Onion Knight in Game of Thrones, and you have the Onion Knight in Dark Souls. I love the Onion Knight in Dark Souls. He's basically a paladin. But
They have the Onion Knight in Final Fantasy.
Ooh, there's a lot of Onion Knights, apparently.
3
They're
and 6.
an Onion King in like a game or something. What's it
Sounds
called?
like something you can find in
Let's
Adventure Time.
let's have our new member here of the team choose the class. What do you guys think about that?
Go.
Okay, so Attack and Onion, what class? Let's show him the stats here. We have a decent amount of stats. You're basically not bad in anything. Are you new to Dungeons and Dragons, Onion? God, I look pale. Holy crap. Jesus.
They said so.
They said so, yeah. Man.
First time chatter, also new D&D.
Nice. Let's let them choose the class then, or see if they're active. We were discussing this would be good stats for a fighter. Like a few sessions online. Okay. Click Mystic.
Mystic?
Mystic?
What is Mystic?
What is Mystic?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of a Mystic. Sounds like a sorcerer of some kind. It's a UA class. Oh shit! Seriously, are they coming with a new class?
Fun.
So like we're getting into the character creation on D&D Beyond. It's a new thing. Mystic. That sounds
Like
interesting.
30 new races. That's crazy.
I'm missing like a shaman class, like a more shaman.
Yes,
You have
yeah.
druids and subclasses, but I wanted like a pure
Spirit
shaman
animals.
class, right?
Oh
Because
my
I
God,
think there's a
wanna
big
play-
difference between shamans and druids,
I want to play Witch Doctor.
or a witch doctor. or
think-
something, yeah.
That is a mix between ranger and druid.
It is kind of,
Wouldn't
but
have
yeah.
said like Witch Doctor. I would have said like a ocean blood hunter maybe.
A witch doctor is kind of like a druid / warlock, isn't it?
But I feel ranger easily could have been shaman as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of warlocky, isn't it? But warlock
A
has
warlock,
pact
I
with,
think, like a witch doctor, that would be like a warlock / druid, and a
Actually,
shaman would be a ranger druid. Yeah, but anyways, we're getting lost in this. Let's go for the paladin. That's a good start class in my opinion, at least. That was I'm probably biased because that was my first class.
Well, it's a bit complicated with choosing deity and D&D. Deity?
Nah, is it really? You don't really have to think too much about that the first time. You just
You
have
have
to
fighting
some kind
and
of,
spells and blessings and yeah, sure, go.
We're just gonna make a first level character
Yeah.
anyway. So let's stick with the first level. First level. First level. He's so thirsty.
Then you need to play a
Thirst.
bard.
So as a first level paladin, you have your hit dice. That your hit dice determine how many hit points you have. For every time you level up, you roll the hit die to see how much health you get. It's the hit die plus your constitution that determines. You lads starting a campaign. Well, these are just chatting D&D streams where we talk about all things Dungeons and Dragons. We had the first stream on Saturday as part of my 12-month anniversary, and we're starting with like talking about the basics of D&D, how to get into D&D, how to make characters and stuff like that. Where do we start to get into all this stuff?
It's basically a tutorial.
Yeah. And but later we might discuss how to make a campaign. But that will be a topic for another stream. But yeah, keep watching, and you'll get to hear a lot of different topics. And we all here, we are experienced players, but we still have much to learn. And that's, I think, the most important part about D&D. Just play, just start. You don't have to have all these knowledge and all these skills. Just get in there, just do it.
And this channel features some D&D as well.
It does.
We can tell them a bit about that as well.
I can do that, yes. Now that we have the audience we're looking for.
One person.
One person. Yeah, we have several people that have, because I started streaming last year because I wanted to start streaming our D&D sessions, and we started almost a year ago now with a campaign called Curse of Strahd, which is a gothic horror adventure set in the realms of dread, where you have the evil guy Strahd Fonsaro, which is basically Dracula in D&D. So we have played that. Most, like, we try to keep those on Tuesdays, like today, every Tuesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Central European summertime, because we're based in Norway. Yeah, so that is how I started this whole thing. But we discovered that a lot of people watching that don't really understand what's going on with all the mechanics and stuff. And we wanted to do something with that, and that is why we started the Just D&D Chatting streams, to help spread the good word of Dungeons and Dragons, which is basically become my religion.
So you're a satanist.
Yes. If you watch the Stranger Things, I would definitely be a cult member. Oh, hot vampire guy as a villain. I'm sold. Yes, I am very much into dark fantasy and gothic horror and stuff, and yeah, so that there's a lot.
Vampires.
So
You never played Vampire the Masquerade?
nope.
He dabbled in it. Wasn't for me.
Think would I like that?
There's a new like vampire game that V is something, and that looks like you can yeah, you can but you can, she would be all into that, but you can build your own vampire castle and stuff, and looks kind of like a MOBA from the top.
Yeah. It looks like Diablo.
V Rising, yes, all hail crows. And yeah, Crow here is a player in that campaign, MrCasual is a player in that campaign, and VScosplay here, he is a become a very good friend of mine and also a streamer. So you should definitely go check him out as well. You can shout out yourself now, Cosplay. But yeah, we are all very enthusiastic about D&D. But let's get into
I'm
this.
also a dungeon master by profession.
Yes, he's the only paid.
I like to flex that a lot.
Yes, you should flex that as much as possible, and you should spread that so people realize you can actually be paid for doing this by doing
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
do you have like
I've been
a,
paid
do you have
for
like a company that you can hire me?
Strangely enough.
Oh yes, we should make our own company, paid DDMs. But anyways, starting here, it's very easy as a first level. You don't have to care too much about your HP, because it will be the maximum on your hit die plus your constitution. We should actually place our stats here now. Go back and place our stats. So playing as a paladin, your charisma.
What role do we want to fill?
Let's do the kind of standard paladin archetype, with being a tank / healer.
So charisma the highest.
Charisma the highest should be, because the charisma is the spellcasting modifier for paladins, and we should have a high constitution, so we could take a lot of damagios, be a tank.
And Dex,
Then
I guess.
strength should be, because that will be your stat for your how hard you hit.
Yeah, but
Dex
if you're gonna play tanky,
for the AC, you're thinking?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they're
remember,
both
you
the
can choose some extra ability points as well, though. So this,
They're both the same. So.
they're both the same, yeah. And a paladin, I think intelligence is the dump stat,
Yes.
and wisdom they're experienced. Yeah, so the intelligence should definitely be the dump stat here. Doesn't this look good?
Yep.
Paid, yeah, he's a paid dungeon master. It's a thing. You can do that. You can do it as a living if you're. It's possible. There we go. Now we can see all the stats was applied, and now we can also see the modifiers you get for it. Since it's a 16, it's a +3, and so forth. So now, choosing your proficiencies. What should our tank / healer be good at in their skills? Well, I would say
Seeing things,
perception maybe, or medicine if they want to be a healer.
I never liked the medicines.
Or a religion if it's like a pious paladin.
Yeah, religion should definitely be in there.
In most opinion, I think paladins are like, if you're playing a pious paladin, they can be quite intimidating.
Sure.
What do you think, Cosplay? Or Chan?
What are the choices?
The choices are athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, or persuasion.
Persuasion.
Persuasion or intimidation?
Haven't religion always persuaded people?
No, they have intimidated people. They have intimidated people to forget the fear of God.
We don't need religion. We only need the persuasion and
Intimidation. Yeah.
With no knowledge of religion at all.
Yeah. I guess like with my viral life thing, it's all about the persuasion, isn't it? but if like think this is like inquisitive paladin, they're quite intimidating. Or if you like the healer medicine, is a good thing. But the really just scare them back to life. Scare them. Ah, get back to life, or I'll kill you myself. If you do that in roleplay well enough, I would allow that as like instead of a medicine check.
Well, I'm thinking of a paladin like a strong, like dad figure kind of person.
Daddy.
Who's like, hey, child, daddy, sorry, daddy. Like, hold my hand, son. How do you do? Healthy dad stuff.
Healthy dad stuff.
Is he the awkward dad or the cool dad?
Or is he like the? Is he the zealot of an order, holy order?
Or is it the? This is
the cozy dad bod paladin. Yeah, he's the angry type. You have the oath of vengeance. You have all of these different oaths. Yeah. Let's do like
intimidation and angry isn't necessarily the same thing though.
No. But it definitely forms your. The bar life is not a cult. It is only a way of life in which some are forced to join. And they're better for it. Nah, that sounds like a lot of religion.
Passive aggressive intimidation.
Passive.
Like,
leaving just post-it notes all over the place. Oh, I would love to play a character who just goes around with post-it notes.
That back in the fridge, please, or I will kill your mom. Ha, lol.
Oh, I will start doing that. If I ever leave passive-aggressive post-it notes, I will write down what I rolled in intimidation.
Yeah. I only put down aggressive.
But okay, we can have the persuasive, cozy dad bod paladin. It's a cozy cosplayer.
Krunk, let's go. Give him Krunk energy.
As a paladin, you have divine sense. And that means the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor. Just kind of like the spider sense of Spider-Man. And powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. Oh, like this.
They're evil around me.
And he comes with a fart in this holy. Thanks for the bits though. Yeah. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. A very useful skill.
Oh, really? I haven't noticed.
You haven't noticed. Well, yeah, the times you...
But I don't spam it.
You don't spam it at all. Because even though, if you use it and you don't detect anything, that is like, okay, it's safe here. Or you detect anything, you know how to be on your toes. You know the type, celestial, fiend, or undead, of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Oh, here's an example actually from Curse Strahd. The vampire Count Strahd von Zarowich, for instance. You won't detect that it's Strahd. You will just know what type it is. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. That is something...
Like cursed items?
Yeah, cursed item. Presence of any place or object, yeah, like a cursed item, if it is cursed in that regard. If it has been something unholy.
If it's a good curse, then...
There's a lot of different curses, so it might not always detect it.
Well-willed. I think they actually would enjoy butterfly here.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny curses, but yeah, that is always to the DM's decision, though. You can use this feature a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. When you finish a long rest, you regain all expended uses. So that means 4 times. 4 times every long rest. because we have a +3 in charisma. That is why charisma should be the high stat.
But paladins can't be evil, can they?
Yes, they can.
Yes,
Well,
again.
lawfully evil?
Yeah, they can be
So
evil.
you can
chaotic.
actually be like the bad guy in Notchback of Notre Dame. Hunchback.
Hunchback, yeah, and you can be like a Death Knight. You can be a Death Knight or any the unholy paladins, like for. So there's a lot of subclasses and stuff. Because you have your main class and then you have a subclass, which determines more what type of paladin you are. And then you have Lay on Hands, which is a very nice skill to start with. You touch people and you heal them. You have warm hands. That's not mine.
Tough to feel.
Tough to feel. It's kind of ask for consent. Don't be that paladin that just goes around touching people. You blessed.
You.
Yeah, your blessed touch can heal wounds. You have a pool of healing power that replenishes when you take a long rest. With that pool, you restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. So that is 1 times 5 in level 1. So you start with a pool of 5 hit points. In level 2, it's a pool of 10 hit points. Level 3, 15, and so on and so on. As an action, you can touch a creature and draw power from the pool to restore a number of hit points to that creature, up to the maximum amount remaining in your pool. That is very nice. You can choose to use 1 hit point, you can choose to spend it all. Pro tip, and it's you could discuss that this is a little metagaming, but it's always useful to keep at least 1. As
Or like thinking, oh, you could draw power from. I'm like, wait, I'll take away some health from you and put you into the like necromancing thing.
oh, that would be cool. That would be a cool subclass.
Forcing over life.
You could like refill your pool by draining. Oh, okay, yeah, that would be cool. Whoa.
Sounds like a villain.
That would be like a.
Man.
Sounds like I'm getting ideas for a General of Strahd. Death Knight.
Draining life force to have enough to make a resurrection spell for your loved one.
This is something I kind of forget about with the Paladin. Alternatively, you can spend 5 hit points from your pool of healing to cure the target of 1 disease or neutralize 1 poison affecting it.
Oh, sweet.
Write that down. Yeah. It's on record. We have the tape. You can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of Lay on Hands, expending hit points separately for each one. That is actually something I think I've forgotten about that a lot of times. This feature has no effect on undead or constructs. So that's important to remember. It makes sense. It's a little bit too bad. Like, have you guys played Divinity 2? It's a game made by the same guys that made Baldur's Gate 3 now. And I love that healing spells was harmful for undead creatures.
Usually are.
And then there's stuff for the higher levels. Like in 2nd level as a paladin, you get to choose your fighting style. But let's get into higher levels and subclasses and stuff for another stream, shall we? Because it's... yeah, I have to look at the time. Yeah, we did the stats. Now let's look at the race. What kind of race? Dragonborn? Azimar? Azimar? Is it Azimar? It's Azimar, right?
Mm-hmm.
People pronounce that.
Imagine a bugbear paladin.
Oh, that's like I'm like a Tom Bombadil.
Bibbidi babada.
Babada.
Fireball. Oh.
It's a Furbolg, isn't it?
Cozy.
It's not a Firebolg, it's a Furbolg.
Fireball.
Furbolg.
Troll. It's a Norwegian troll.
Oh, the Furbolgs are so cozy. This is basically Tom Bombadil, I imagine.
Or a paladin fairy.
A paladin. That would be amazing.
Hello.
Yeah. Or have you guys watched? The Dark Crystal Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And the little paladin with the spoon and oh yeah, that's a great little. Aarakocra best race. Still. Crow says in chat, I have a paladin in the making. That is the normal, noble, entitled douche. And then one day when he was out riding through the town, a knight clad in red cut him off and disappeared. So he went into the first religious site he found, not bothering to find out what the deity it was in honor of, and swore vengeance and to find this guy and make him apologize for his transgression. So now he's a vengeance paladin sworn to Shantia, the goddess of agriculture, going around the lands helping the farmers, while stopping every knight with a hint of red in their armor or cape, demanding an apology. That's a great character. Bruh. That is a great character. Demanding an apology with a hint of red.
Yeah.
Oh.
High intelligence, low wisdom.
A fairy! You can be a fairy now. That is awesome. There's so many races, and these races you get from a lot of the different source books and stuff. But let's keep to the basic races, the basic bitches, you could say. Hi, I used Shantae for Shantea.
Whoa! So
How is it pronounced? MrCasual, are you muted?
Nope.
No. How is that name pronounced? Shantae? Shantea? Shanti? Shantae. Shantae. Oh, Shantae.
Oh, shit.
Going on his way to find his one man, just apologize. Make him apologize. Oh, Changeling is such a cool race. And yeah, let's take to the basics, which is dwarf, elf, human, and half elf. Isn't that like and halfling? They are like the basic ones.
And half orc, I think, also is basic.
I don't think that's basic actually.
Like
Oh yes, yeah, it is.
Dragonborn,
Player's Handbook. Yeah, half orc.
Dragonborn isn't basic.
They
Yeah, I
didn't.
think
They
the
didn't
Dragonborn.
used to be, but they are now. But like in previous editions, they were. But yeah, Dragonborn. Dragonborn are basic.
Dragonborn is like perfect paladin material.
It is. Paladin Dragonborns are cool. What are you thinking, cosplay?
Human.
Ah, basic. Yeah.
Basic.
Human is the most fun to play because no one plays them.
That is actually true. Let's make a human. Let's make a human. And humans are really good, actually. And I like to play the variant human. So you get to choose instead of... Because humans usually get a +1 to every ability score. Which is kind of good. But I like the variant human. Which... where did it go? Gives you a feat and the normal skills of... 2 different ability scores of your choice increased by 1. And then you get a feat of your choice. Sir Albert the Fourth. Yeah, maybe that. I used Shantia for my first Blood Hunter.
Or Ablert.
Ablert. Yes, Sir Ablert. Not Sir Ablert. So, now... As a human, you can speak, read, and write Common, and 1 extra language of your choice. Humans typically learn the languages of other peoples they deal with, including obscure dialects. They are fond of sprinkling their speech with words borrowed from other tongues, orc curses, elvish musical expressions, dwarvish military phrases, and so on. Abyssal, if you're making a deaf.
Why does the human portrait kind of look like the guy from Tangled?
He looks like the less handsome twin brother of the guy from Tangled. Can you zoom in? Yeah, we can do this. We can do this a bit and then So we could probably... Is this a bit better? And we can...
Yeah. Very readable.
Let's keep it up here. Oh, and they should be there. There we go. Now it's more readable. Hello, my name is Lord Maximilian Andelswisp. You cut me off. Prepare to apologize. You cut me off. That's not what I expected, but yes. Yeah, it is the easiest way to zoom in OBS. So, where should our human be? We have to be, well, a good language. If he's a holy paladin, it's kind of it makes sense that he knows celestial to be able to speak with his god. If it's a celestial god, doesn't it? So he can understand what his god is saying. And now the ability score, you get 2 different ability, and I think we can choose the same one. Let's see. No, you can't. Okay, that sucks. So you have to choose 2 different ones, and then let's take a quick look on the abilities. Since you can have a +1, it's a good idea to place them in stats that are odd numbered, so they get to an even numbered one, because then you get a +1 on your proficiency roll.
Constitution and wisdom then?
So Constitution to 16, definitely. That would be a good idea to get some more health. And Wisdom to 14 to get that to a +2 instead of +1.
Or we could save it till we level up, basically. And do charisma instead.
Yeah, we could do another. Yeah, because since we get a feat as a variant human, this is why it's good to be variant human, because usually you don't get to choose a feat before level 4. But as a variant human, you get a feat already at level 1. So let's do 1 in charisma and 1 in what is it? Constitution. Skills. Yeah. We get to choose another skill, and now I get to choose between a lot more. Unfortunately, you guys, I can't. The tabs I open when I press the skills, it doesn't show on the window capture.
Huh.
Maybe.
What did we pick already? We picked religion and persuasion.
Yes. So we get to choose between, I think, all the skills almost. He's a pious paladin, holy boy, talks celestial. He's a Christian. He goes to church every Sunday.
Well, intimidation is the other good one. If not, insight, maybe?
Yeah, to read people. Are you evil? Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah,
insight makes sense. So insight, you can roll insight as a skill to determine, to read, try to get a read on people. A lot of people uses insight only to determine if people are lying or not, telling the truth or not. But insight is basically reading a person, it's not just a person, but reading the environment. Like, I like to make people use insight as, for example, in combat. You can roll an insight on an enemy to determine what will this enemy do next. And what is the other person's body language telling you. And you're basically making Captain America. Does it slay those who cuss? Language. Yeah, this is the paladin that goes language. And all that shit. Oh my god, we're making Captain America, aren't we? We could make like a magical item where he can toss his shield.
Oh, nice.
So, now we get... This is something called a feat. And feat are basically... you could say a specialization, I guess. Something that you are proficient with, or like extra. I think it's a specialization is a good word for it. And there's a lot of them. So we don't have time to go too much into it. But do we want to be like a heavily armored dude? We wanted to be a tank, right?
I would say
There's,
Sentinel, maybe? No.
or it could be a shield master if we want him to be like a.
Well, since we're making Captain America,
Yeah, he should be a shield master. So yeah, because the shield masters, they use their shield not just for protection but also for offense. You gain the following benefits while you're wearing a shield. If you take the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to try to shove the creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. So you can like do a shield bash as well. If you aren't incapacitated, you can add your shield's AC bonus to any dexterity saving throw you make against a spell or other harmful effect that targets only you. That is pretty good, actually. If you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you can use your reaction to take no damage if you succeeded the saving throw, interposing your shield between yourself and the source of effect. That is pretty fucking good. Yeah, we're making a Captain America.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, we have the race down and the feats. Now, let's find a Captain America photo and choose between the basic one we can choose in DnDBeyond. You can upload your own pictures as well, though. Here's some Curses Drawed ones.
Can draw yourself. Take a picture. Put it in.
What?
You can draw a picture yourself and
Yeah. You can put. Yeah. I thought you said control yourself, but what?
Control yourself.
Control yourself. Draw your own picture. Who's the most Captain America profile here we got? Holy crap! There's a lot of them. There's a lot of photos you can choose just from the ones you got here.
Yup.
But we are... What race did we... Yeah, we went for human. We could get a photo of Captain America as well. Let me see. Let's go to Pinterest. Captain America. America, D&D, or medieval. Oh, yes. There's so many good ones. Ah, yes. Of course, a lot of people have made that. Oh, this guy.
Barrels in the water.
Bows in the water. Raph, welcome in. Look at this guy. There's our Captain America.
There we go.
Okay, so let's
Woo.
download this. Let's just put it on my skrivebord dashboard. And now we can upload that file easily. There we go, and set it as a portrait. Apply. No, wait. Oh, fuck. I always do this. I forgot to set portrait. And we are calling him Captain Onion Knight.
Captain Onion.
Captain Onion. That's awesome. Yes, we're making no picture. Easy, leave it blank. Yeah. Well, we need a picture. I feel we need a picture. Background. Oh, now we're getting into the background of the character. And there's a lot of different ones in there, but we are making Captain America, and I guess folk hero is a good one there, isn't it? Everyone enjoys Captain America's ass, so the folk hero is a good one. Because having this background, it allows you to come from, it says you come from humble social rank, just as Captain America, but you are destined for so much more. Already the people, let's do some facts here. Already the people of your home village regard you as their champion, and your destiny calls you to stand against the tyrants and monsters that threaten the common folk everywhere. That's basically Captain America, isn't it? Ooh, and now you are proficient with animal handling and survival, just from choosing this background. You also have tool proficiencies with vehicles on land, and you can choose one. What does Captain America do as a hobby? He just pulls logs, doesn't he? Pulls his log.
And
Only dance if you find the right one.
Oh, Captain Carter. Oh,
Then, well, he do performing, didn't he? In the first
oh my
movie?
God! Yes, he did. He did
Like
propaganda. Yes, this guy is a propaganda dude. Oh Lord, yeah, that's true. But is there any tools in that? He does propaganda. He goes, travels around the realm. That is the whole campaign. Just going around doing propaganda.
my war ribbons.
Well, what kind of tools would a propaganda guy have?
What's it called? The costume thing.
It doesn't have it. These are tools or supplies. I guess a smith tool to maintain his bro. He lifts, yeah, to maintain his weapons and armor. Have to keep it shiny.
I can't see what you're seeing.
No, you can't. It's alchemist supplies, brewer supplies, calligrapher's supplies, carpenter's tools, cartographer's tools, cobbler's tools, cook utensils, glassblower's tools, jeweler's tools, leatherworker tools, mason tools, painter, potter, smith, tinker, weaver, carver tools. Brags about his god and heroic deeds as well as promoting his country. Yes, yeah. Did you remove the ribbon of English? Yes, I removed the ribbon of English for these streams. Out of all of these, the smith tools make most sense for me. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Maintaining his weapons and armor and stuff. So, he gets a background feature called Rustic Hospitality. Since you came from the ranks of the common folk, you fit among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will shield you from law or anyone else searching for you, though they will not risk their lives for you. Which is very good when you get to the civil war part of the campaign. When the group split up and you start arguing with the guy in iron armor. So, and the paladin has to fight for his values while the other guy fights for protecting the we're getting into Marvel territory very bad.
You think?
I'm looking at a armor build right now.
Oh, you? Captain America.
Yeah.
Of course you are. But yeah, as we said, when making a character, it's nice to have what I call a character template. What do you base your character off? And from characters you enjoy, characters in popular culture, both for yourself, but it's also for the group members and for the DM to like, okay, you're this kind of character. Then you get a very quick idea what type of character this is. When you're using when you have these references for people. Okay, so now we're getting into what we were talking about, the suggested characteristics. And read this, suggested characteristics. You don't have to choose these. You can make your own. You can change the wordings. When you put this in your character sheet, you can easily edit it and rewrite it as you like, or you can just remove it and write your own. But they're very helpful when making your character, especially as a new player, to get an idea what your character would do or want. So we started with personality traits. I judge people by their actions, not their words. That's a thing Captain America would do, isn't it?
No, he would judge them by their words too.
Language. That's true. If someone is in trouble, I'm always ready to lend help. That is very Captain America.
Yes.
When I set my mind to something, I follow through no matter what gets in my way. Yeah.
Well, he is the last one to give up.
He's the last one to give up, I guess, but he doesn't follow through on something he discovers is wrong. He's able to change his action based on what he discovers. Like, I think that this trait is more like an Iron Man kind of thought. I can already imagine the paladin being a bit sassy. A sassy Captain America?
It's Captain America.
Captain America. Captain Onion Knight. He's the Onion Knight. He's a bit sour.
That is the ass of Barovia.
That is the ass of Barovia. That's the ass of Faerun. That's even bigger.
Bigger ass or bigger place?
Bigger ass, bigger place, yeah. I have a strong sense of fair play and always try to find the most equitable solution to arguments. That is just what I said, isn't it? He tries to find the best solution.
Yep.
Cress, I've been sat here making the character in Hero Forge, and I posted it in the roleplay channel. Oh, he's making fan art already for this character. That is amazing.
Where?
Oh, he's making the character in Hero Forge. Ah, that is amazing. Oh my god!
Dude.
I love it! Oh, that is amazing.
You have too many channels. I can't find
It's
it.
in the role-playing channel, dude. Give rep.
Where?
Under games.
That is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna download this and use it as the character picture. That is amazing. I'm giving you a lot of points for that.
That's fun.
Save. Oh shit, you have to open the original. So you
There
can.
we go.
That was amazing. Okay, nice. Let's add it to deskboard here, and then we'll choose this picture instead. That's much better. And we're legally allowed to use it when you're using it like this. We're probably not. That's actually a good idea. We're probably not allowed to use that photo, so we should be a bit careful with that.
You know it.
There we go.
We're just on the internet. Nobody's gonna notice.
No one's gonna know. No one's
It's not
gonna
even
know.
looking at evidence or anything.
Wait, what happened with your cam? Let me see. Oh, that was my game. There we go. Yes, attack an onion. Take an onion. Onion.
Nice, freeze.
Join the
Thank you.
Discord. And make sure to agree to the rules to get access to the channels. Okay, let's upload another file. Is it this one? God. Oh no, that's definitely not that one.
Get out of your porn folder.
It was Boris Johnson, actually.
No.
There we go. Love it. Chatting agreed before I joined. Easy, nice. Come on, upload. This isn't uploading. But okay, we have chosen a strong sense of fair play. I think we added that. Or DnDBeyond is not working with me right now. There we go. I'm confident in my own abilities, and I do what I can to instill confidence in others. That is very much of Captain America. Thinking is for other people. I prefer action.
No, he likes to think.
He likes to think things through. He's a strategist. I misuse long words in an attempt to sound smarter.
No.
Well, no, not really. In the Marvel universe, he tries to learn the new lingo because he's like 100 years old. I just love that. I get bored easily when I'm going. No, I don't think so. I think we got the personality traits down.
Yep.
I love that in the Marvel movies when he goes, "Oh, I took that reference." And that one scene. Ideals. Respect. People deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. He's of the old school, so that is definitely something we should do, isn't it? Fairness. No one should get preferential treatment before the law. And no one is above the law.
No, it would fit for him.
Would it though? Because he has to go against the law in the lighter when it goes against his values and virtues, and when the law.
Yeah, it depends where in the story you see Captain America, I guess.
True. As a soldier or as the role model. What would you say, cosplay?
Role model.
Yeah, same. Might. If I become strong, I can take what I want. No, that would definitely not it. Freedom. Tyrants must not be allowed to oppress the people. That is very true. He's not a fan of Hitler. That's the whole propaganda thing. Sincerity. There's no good in pretending to be something I'm not.
True.
Yeah. Destiny. Nothing and no one can steer me away from my higher calling. Nah. I think we're done with the ideals. Bonds. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again.
Peggy!
Captain Carter. Peggy. Yes. Oh, and he even travels back in time to be with her.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. Yeah. If you haven't seen them already, sorry, dude.
Then you don't care.
Then you're not allowed to be in this channel. A proud noble once gave me a horrible beating, and I will take my revenge on a bully. And this is basically the character Crow described.
That's how Captain America started. He took a beating in an alley.
Yeah, if you rewrote it, like he took a beating and he wasn't strong enough to fend for himself. That could basically. I work the land. I love the land. I love protect the land. He's not a hippie. My tools are my symbols of past life, and I carry them so that I will never forget my roots. Well, he carries around the fucking armor and shield with the American flag and stars.
He has a whole museum dedicated to himself that he visits frequently.
Yeah, and all the propaganda stuff. Yeah, he definitely does that. I protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is very much him.
Yeah.
I wish my childhood sweetheart had come with me to pursue my destiny.
Hecky!
God, isn't she getting her own show or something? I think so.
She had one for ages.
Yeah.
No, but getting her own show as Captain Carter.
Oh.
Yeah, she had one.
Yeah, she had one, but it was not like Captain America, Captain Carter.
Oh, like in World War II?
No, as the alternative Captain America, but just Captain.
Oh.
She's getting her own show as that.
Gotcha.
As like what's it called? What if Captain Carter? I wish my yeah, that is a good one. Flaws. The tyrant who rules. Flaws. This is my favorites. Flaws. What is Captain America's flaws? The tyrant who rules my land will stop at nothing to see me killed. Is that a flaw? To rules my land.
Well, it means that you pissed someone off.
Well, if that is Iron Man, the Iron Man could be the BBG of this one. Stubborn chatting, agree before. Yeah, he is stubborn. Yeah, he's definitely stubborn.
Very.
That could be a flaw. I'm convinced of the significance of my destiny and blind to my shortcomings and the risk of failure. I wouldn't say so. He hates Iron Man. The people who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret, so I can never go home again.
I was a tiny nerd.
I was such a nerd. I didn't have any muscle. And then I got... that's kind of... I have a weakness for the vices of the city, especially hard drink.
Yes, Captain America the drunk.
He can't get drunk.
He can't get drunk. And but that would make it even funnier that he has a weakness for it. He just wants to drink all the time, but he can't get drunk.
He's addicted to drinking alcohol.
Yeah. In the hopes of getting drunk, he just drinks it all the time. Yeah, our Captain America.
Whiskey, I'm like, yeah.
Yes, he just barrels of whiskey. Yeah, our Captain America, he's like that. I secretly believe that things would be better if I were a tyrant lording over the land.
No.
No, I have trouble trusting my allies. No, we should put in our
Well,
own flaws.
Well, he struggles trusting Iron Man from day one.
Yeah, with good reason. But then again, his teammates, like his crew.
He also do not trust Natasha Romanoff. Yes.
In the beginning, if they've proven themselves, he's very loyal.
Yeah, but you know, have to do a whole character arc for that.
Captain Onion. I'm gonna add the photo so people can see it a bit better. Onion Knight. Skibboard. Where is he?
He doesn't trust Iron Man. He doesn't trust Natasha. He's scared of Bruce Banner.
Scared of Bruce Banner. There he is. And he has an owl because that is VS. Nice. Well, yeah, now we have a beginning of it. And when you get done with all that shit, you get to the equipment part. I'm a fan of starting equipment instead of starting gold.
Same.
What about you, cosplay?
Agree.
Agree. Yeah. So let's go for that. So as a paladin,
It depends if I have like a very specific look I want. Then I take the gold.
Okay, maybe might have a shield. I don't
yeah,
know.
but usually I take the starting equipment and then let the players sell some of their equipment to get some more gold if there's something in the starting equipment they don't need.
Sure.
Again,
Or
allow
you
them.
can just give your players some starter gold too.
And I always give them some starting gold, depending though if they're level 1 or if they start on level 3 or whatever.
Just give them what they most likely would have on their journey, depending on what they've experienced before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's safe to say you don't get to start up with like a magic item at level 1.
Yeah, and also depending on what background they have, if they come from a wealthy family or come from the streets. Okay, what weapon would Captain America use if he didn't just use his shield?
Improvised weapon and shield.
Improvised, yeah. Morning Star.
Yes.
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 I imagine the Morning Star actually. Pistol. Oh yeah, blowgun. Blowgun. Double-bladed scimitar. What is that? But you have to be proficient in pistols. You don't get that as a starting paladin. Yeah, I'm imagining a Morning Star actually. I don't know. For some reason, a war pick or a warhammer.
I feel like he would start out with something intense, like a warhammer, and then calm it down later.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, isn't he?
He takes
28
Mjolnir. Mjolnir at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Warhammer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Mjolnir. He's wordy.
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 Good words.
Wordy. He's very wordy. And 5 javelins, or a simple weapon.
He threw a spear at one point, I assume.
Yeah, when he was in, he probably got some Wakandan spears.
No, he caught a spear
Yeah,
and then
wait.
threw it back.
Oh yes, he did. That'd be good. And he should have a priest pack. Includes a backpack, a blanket, 10 candles, a tinderbox, an alms box, 2 blocks of incense, a censer, vestments, and 2 days of ration and water skin.
All you need for a night with Peggy.
Yeah. Chainmail and the holy symbol and the holy symbol should be the symbol he has on his shield, which is the star.
Yes. A morning star.
A morning star, yeah. A set of artisan's tools, another one. Another one? What does Captain America
Yeah.
do? Does he have a hobby?
Can you give him a vehicle? Like a horse? horse?
No, he has already land vehicles, so he's already proficient in that with his background. Imagine Captain America doing like the Ghost movie pottery with some woman sitting behind her and just doing some pottery. Peggy, and they doing pottery together. Yes. He has a shovel, an iron pot, set on coven clothes, and a pouch containing 10 gold.
Iron pot.
Yeah.
Which he calls Iron Man. Or just man.
That's his helmet. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
There we go. I think we have our character ready. So let's take a look at the character sheet.
Did we do like a one-shot where we just all make...
Yes,
A
when we have
random
made a
Marvel
set of these characters, we can do a one shot. So here we
medieval
got.
Marvel one.
Yeah, we should do that. A Marvel's kind of a Marvel one shot. So here's the character sheet. So now, when you have made the character sheet, you see all your skills here, which is very nice with D&D Beyond. If you press these. And of course it went all the way to the window you can't see. Dice went all the way over there, but yeah. When you press these, they do the +2 for you already. They finished the roll for you. They add up the numbers. You don't have to do the math if you don't like doing the math. Some people do. Oh, you don't see them as well. Ah, that's too bad. So that is also something I really like about D&D Beyond. You can just press your skills and they do the roll for you. We got a 16 on animal handling. We got a nat 1 on insight. Shit. And yeah, so you see all your skills here. Here you have your saving throws. So this is important if you have to roll a saving throw. Let's say you get poisoned. You have to do a constitution saving throw. You just press this one. Sent you an update with the hammer. Oh, in the Discord.
Hammer.
A hammer. It's hammer time. Oh, so you chose the weapon now. This is great. We're getting the character made by viewers while we're making it. Oh, he sent it as a personal PM. Let me see. PM DM. Here's the character.
General thing.
Oh, shit. That's a big hammer, though. Holy crap. It's a war hammer, not a great hammer. That is a great hammer.
Or a tiny Captain America.
Or a tiny Captain America. Yeah, he's been what's it called? Shrinked by Ant-Man. Can you explain what's a saving throw for dummies? So yes, great question. A saving throw is something you have to roll. Let's say a dragon breathes his fire down upon you. To escape the fire, you have to roll a dexterity saving throw to jump out of the way. So that means when you have the saving throws, these are what you have to pick from. And the reason for that, as a paladin, you're proficient in saving throws, in wisdom saving throws, and charisma saving throws. So let's say someone tries to convince you of something, persuade you, or intimidate you. You have to roll a charisma saving throw. Being proficient in it, you're a hard one to convince. So you get a +5 in that. And the reason you get a +5 is the proficiency. Now we're getting into the hard math of this thing, which can be a bit confusing. You get a proficiency bonus because you're proficient in it, and that is always 2. Or it can go up when you level, but usually it's +2 with the proficiency bonus. Then it's plus your skill proficiency. And since charisma, we have 16 in charisma, it's a +3. So it's a 2 + 3, which add up to a +5. That means when you roll a d20, you add 5 to the number rolled. So now I rolled 13, which is added with +5. It's a total of 18. And you need to do a strength saving throw sometimes to avoid being grappled, to make sure you can, like, something drops down and you have to, like, hold it up or anything like that. You have to do a strength saving throw. Wisdom saving throw for certain spells. Yeah, there's a lot of spell effects and stuff like that that you usually have to do some kind of saving throw for. So that would say, it will say in the attack, the spell, the effect, what kind of roll you'd have to do. So if it's a saving throw, look at this part of the character sheet. Here's all your skills. This is all the skills you can do. There's a lot of them, and they're also based on your skills here. So doing an acrobatic skill is dex based. You add your dexterity bonus to it. And animal handling, and yeah, there's a lot of different skills. So you can use a skill check to try to attempt some kind of action in the world. Let's say you try to calm a horse down that is agitated. You try to do animal handling to calm it. And since we're proficient in it, we get a +3 to the roll. You got a 15 on that. Yeah, is there? How would you describe the skills, cosplay?
No, they're just the same. The cool thing about D&D, DnDBeyond, which is in the website we're using here, is they do every part of that automatically.
Yeah, you can just click the skill and it will roll for you. It's kind of harder doing when you roll the dice yourself and you have a physical character sheet. You have to look these things up, and that can take time as a new player, and that is something as a DM or a fellow player to respect and let new players take their time, because it's a lot getting into. Let people get some time to add the numbers up and stuff like that, or help each other. Come with advice. If you're there also, this is something I always try to do when I make new groups. If there's new players, I try to have at least one player that has some experience, so that can be of assistance in the group. So yeah, have patience with each other. So that is what you use your skill checks for. It's everything you do in the game that you're interacting with the world in some way, and you use your skill sets for that.
When you mix it up with
Yes.
The start of the stream that we talked about these different different type of abilities.
Yeah.
And what they're used for.
Yes.
Like
and
to withstand a typical kind of magic, you might have the willpower to stop the force from taking over your brain.
yeah, so check rolls, things you do. Yeah, the skills is things you do. Saving rolls, things done to you. Yes, basically, things done to you. So if someone tried to use a skill persuasion towards you, you would have to roll a saving throw to avoid the effect.
Save yourself.
To save yourself or others.
Hey, Chris?
Yeah.
I have to go.
Yeah, it's getting late, so we have to round up now. But yeah, we made a character, and we can take a little closer look at how to use the character. We could do the next stream. We could try to have simulate a battle, for example. See how this character would function in a battle. We could do that for next stream. So we managed to create this, and maybe guys, if you guys want to join the next VScosplay and MrCasual, since you're here now, for next stream, we make your character, and we could make a little testing, simulating Roll20 campaign, and we can do an encounter the next time and show how that works.
Yeah, but that's a challenge, chat. I want you to go into D&D Beyond and try to make the most fitting Marvel character of your liking.
Yes, make your favorite Marvel. Take a Marvel character and try to make it
And
in
there
D&D
are
Beyond.
so many to pick from now, so just like
Oh,
go have it.
there's a multiverse. You can pick any. So go into D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond is an amazing website, and you can use a lot of the tools for free. And if you have one in your group who has bought a lot of the sources, you can share their books and stuff. So yeah, D&D Beyond, make a user there right away. We're not sponsored or anything like that, but it's a great site to get into D&D, and you get to read the books. Yeah, it's brilliant. So that is what we've been using today.
And if you have questions, you can either ask in chat. I mean, Chris's Discord is super active. And if you think that's kind of scary, if you kind of feel dumb, just send us a personal message. We have been around for a mighty long time.
We have. We're getting old.
We've been doing this for over 10 years.
84 years. That would be fun to make an old character sometime as well. But yeah, we have an active Discord. Please go into there. We have a role-playing channel in there. I have made a form, a Google Docs form. You could put in your questions. I can make a link to that as well again. And yeah, next D&D stream will probably be next Tuesday. Today with us, we have had the brilliant VScosplay. Dema. And we had MrCasual. And he plays the Vessel, Warforged Paladin in my Curse of Strahd campaign, so you will get to see more there. The reason we're not seeing his beautiful face today is because his computer crashed.
Oh, wow.
It was 10 years old and it died.
Yeah, he had a good life.
It didn't.
But everyone, thank you so much for following us today. Thank you so much for the follow, Onion. It has been a true pleasure having you here, and you're just the audience we are looking for with these.
You had a good hang.
What did you say, Cosplay?
You had a good hang.
It was a good hang, yeah.
Nice to get to know you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
It was a real good hang, and thank you guys for wanting to show up on the stream, and let's do it again. Let's find someone to raid, shall we? And before we do that, we have another streamer here. As I said, VScosplay is an amazing streamer.
Thank you.
And he plays a lot of cozy games. Tell us a little bit about your stream. What can I expect from your streams?
I'll do like a regular introduction, and I'm VScosplay. I'm actually the same stream team as Chris. We're
Team
based
Ember?
in Trondheim.
Oh, you have like the
And
embers behind you there.
And I like everything nice and cozy. I like things that are cute and colorful, and don't like being scared or a lot of shooters. But
Though it's
sometimes
very
I do them.
funny seeing him scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to do that from time to time. He gets
I do
scared
that
of
from
the.
time to time.
He gets scared of the smallest of things.
I have a lot of emotions, so I get excited by a lot of stuff. And sometimes people are like, "Hey, do you want to get killed in the forest?" And I say, "Yeah, that's a great idea." And then I join in people playing Green Hell, which, So, yeah, that's me.
That's
I
me,
love
and now-
Metroidvania games and platformers and adventure games the most.
Yeah, and let's see
How about
if
you, Chris?
what clip we will see here when we give you a little shout out. He's currently playing Forbidden West.
Oh wait, did I? Oh, I beat him the first try. Maybe.
Hmm? Oh, that was you. Ew. Oh, you're playing Hollow Knight here.
It's so good. Played
Oh,
last summer.
Last summer.
Oh no. Oh wait, yeah. To take on this boss, and I'm like, easy. I'm a master.
Second
Like,
phase.
Yeah.
This is like a Soulsborne game in platform, isn't it?
Totally.
Because it seems very hard. I've seen Goodalden struggled a bit with this one. And MrCasual, you've been streaming at some point. You should get back into it when you get a
Maybe.
new PC.
Nah, I'm good.
You'll see him more on my streams, though.
Well, teasing boss is like, hey, you defeat me. No, you didn't.
Yes, I actually have to go now. So bye.
Yeah, see you later, dude. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you.
It was a good hang. Bye. Yeah, I'm Crest the DM. I'm a variety streamer. I stream Dungeons and Dragons, of course, and I also stream a lot of different games. I'm a big fan of the Soulsborne games. You will see some of that. We were just recently played Bloodborne and played through Elden Ring when that launched. Currently, I'm streaming The Last of Us Part 2, which I will be streaming tomorrow next from 8 p.m. Central European summer time. I also used to stream a lot of Sea of Thieves. I like streaming like community games like Phasmophobia. We're currently playing for Green Hell, a survival game, and yeah, once a month we have community streams where we're playing games like Among Us, Fall Guys, Gang Beasts. Yeah, just having a night with a lot of fun and stuff with the community. Yeah, that is basically me. Nice games you listed. Yes, thank you. So make sure to join the Discord if there's anyone here in chat who hasn't done that already. And there you'll get to see my schedules, because my schedules is not a set amount of dates. It changes from week to week because I have a very hectic life from different reasons. But yeah, that's me. And now we need to end this stream because we're way over time, but it's been a lot of fun. I was like planning on going until 10 today, but oops, that shit happens. Let's see who's online right now. Gravlund is playing Hollow Knight. Should we go? Oh, VQ. She's playing Outlast. Let's go for VQ. It's been a while since I've rated VQ now.
Right now. I've been saying
Also,
it
team
every-
member.
She's also a team member. Looking forward to your future streams. Thank you so much, Onion. It's been a true pleasure having you here. Such a good vibe you bring. Let's go.
Taking time to be there. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and being active in stream, and it was so nice having an actual new player when we made this stuff. Who could ask your questions and stuff. Okay, VQ of Chaos. She's an awesome streamer, VTuber, who's also become a good friend of mine and a good friend of Cosplay. She's in our stream team that we call Team Ember. So let's put in all the barrel life love here. It's just this message. Put in whatever emote you'd like. And let's go show her some barrel life love. And if you're wondering what the barrel life is, I think.
Excuse me?
This is go check out this video or my YouTube channel. You can find my Curse of Strahd streams and some other videos to describe this channel. I just had my 12-month anniversary and I made a 12-month video with a lot of highlights from the past year. So I would love for you guys to go check that out and hit that subscribe button. And Cosplay here also has an awesome YouTube channel, so go check it out. Check it all out. Okay, guys. See you guys later. Pog. Let's surprise her with kindness.
No, I can't.
See you guys tomorrow.